Newly leaked footage has surfaced showing Shanquella's ex in a shocking encounter with a member of the notorious Cabo 6. What could this mean for the former Flames and the controversial group? Stay tuned, you won't believe your eyes. In the sunny and vibrant state of North Carolina, a mystery recently unfolded. It was the curious case of Shanquella Robinson's untimely death. The event sent shockwaves throughout the community, leading to a righteous public outcry and a demand for justice. Shanquella Robinson, a 25-year-old, tragically lost her life during a trip to a resort in Cabo, San Lucas, accompanied by 6 friends. The cause of her death, according to the death certificate, was significant spinal cord injury. However, her family is convinced that she fell victim to alcohol poisoning. Robinson, in the company of her friends, had rented a villa to commemorate a birthday. The night she died, they reportedly stayed within the confines of their rented abode. The police disclosed minimal information about possible intoxication on the death certificate, merely stating that Robinson was found unconscious in the living room. A disturbing video surfaced posthumously, allegedly showing Robinson enduring a brutal assault in a hotel room. The footage depicts her receiving multiple blows to her face and head, followed by a violent throw by her neck. The assault continues with further kicks and punches. Jennifer Coffin-Daffer, a former FBI agent, is asserting that the video footage categorically indicates that Robinson's death was indeed a homicide. In my professional view, it absolutely looks like manslaughter. That's the charge I'd consider if I was still an active FBI agent. We can't ascertain if the aim was to kill her, but it's evident that the intent was to insult her, remarked Coffin-Daffer. Coffin-Daffer foresees extradition as the impending issue. She pointed out that federal laws allow for charges to be pressed even when a crime occurs overseas, and that the United States typically prefers to handle criminal cases on its own soil rather than via a trial in a foreign country. Barnett, along with the legal team representing Robinson's family, is pressing the Justice Department to proceed in this manner. The family is currently calling upon the Biden administration for a diplomatic intervention in this case. Barnett appealed, "I implore President Joe Biden, consider Shanquella as your own daughter. What would your actions be if your daughter was brutally beaten in this way? I have been voicing Black Lives Matter for the past 17 years of my existence. Now I'm demanding that Black Lives Matter in Mexico too, and this needs to stop immediately." Amid this high-intensity drama, a surprising figure stepped into the limelight: Ricky, Shanquella's ex-boyfriend. The infamous Cabo 6 gang was known for its audacity and unscrupulous activities. Amid the rising tension surrounding Shanquella's murder, the gang members were bold enough to roam freely on North Carolina streets. The public, hungry for justice, mirrored this audacity. They found an opportunity to deliver street justice in the name of the victim, Shanquella Robinson. A disturbing video emerged showing the Cabo 6 being tackled by an enraged public. The consensus among the public suggests that the ensuing fallout was a fitting consequence of their actions. It was widely expected that Elise Hyatt, Wenta Donovan, and Dejanay Jackson would face repercussions. The incriminating video, a product of meticulous efforts by the North Carolina Beat, showed at least 2 members of the notorious Cabo 6 being brutally assaulted multiple times, making them identifiable. But the story doesn't end here. Numerous witnesses have emerged suggesting that Hyatt, Donovan, and Jackson found themselves on the wrong side of these unfortunate circumstances. In fact, a picture of Dejanay Jackson, snapped post her graduation ceremony on Wednesday, shows her in a blue top and ragged denim shorts. Although Donovan was allegedly present at the scene, her identification in the video remains unconfirmed, despite witness testimonies. It's clear, however, that Elise Hyatt and Dejanay Jackson were there. It's reasonable to deduce that their experience on that particular night was far from pleasant. In a surprising twist, Ricky, Shanquella's ex-boyfriend, entered the scene, aiming his fury at Nazir Wiggins, a member of the Cabo 6, an alleged murderer of Shanquella. But why Nazir? Amid the pack of alleged killers, what made him the sole target of Ricky's rage? The answer lies in Nazir's suspicious activities post-Shanquella's death. The group claimed that Shanquella wasn't feeling well and lost her pulse. However, they all told different stories about the incident, raising eyebrows. The authorities initially suspected alcohol poisoning as the cause of death, but an autopsy revealed a more sinister reality. Shanquella had a broken neck and spinal cord injuries, indicating that she had been physically assaulted. During the investigation, a video surfaced showing a naked woman, purportedly Shanquella, being punched while someone outside the frame urged her to fight back. Nazir's name was repeatedly mentioned, associating him with the crime. Nazir denied his involvement, claiming he was as shocked as anyone else by Shanquella's death. but his actions were contradictory, arousing suspicion. Nazir was reportedly seen at the hotel when medical help was called. A staff member also claimed to have seen him talking to the nurse. All these elements painted a picture of Nazir being involved in the crime, contrary to his claims. This triggered Ricky to focus his rage on Nazir, demanding justice for Shanquella. The public started urging Nazir to come clean and tell the truth about what happened to Shanquella. Despite the rising clamour, no charges were pressed on anyone, even when the suspects seemed apparent. This led to an outcry against the federal government and the justice system, accusing them of turning a blind eye towards a gruesome crime. Shanquella's case was investigated as a femicide case, even though it appeared more like a homicide. This was seen as another way to bury the case and deflect attention from the actual culprits. This angered the public further, escalating tensions and amplifying calls for justice. In an unexpected twist, Ricky confronted Nazir in public. He used this opportunity to land a straight punch to Nazir's face, a public demonstration of his anger and demand for justice for Shanquella. Nazir, however, denied this event, claiming nothing happened. The mystery surrounding Shanquella's death continues to captivate the public attention, demanding justice for the young woman whose life was abruptly cut short. The story continues to unfold with many twists and turns. The authorities' reluctance to press charges against the Cabo 6 and the inexplicable reclassification of Shanquella's case as a femicide case led to an increasingly frustrated public. Amid this storm of injustice, Ricky's audacious action in confronting Nazir publicly fueled the fire for justice. But questions linger. If this case is truly a femicide, as the investigators are suggesting, why is the prosecution not moving forward? The evidence overwhelmingly points towards violence, with Shanquella's autopsy revealing a broken neck and spinal cord injuries. The key piece of the puzzle is Nazir, whose actions, despite his vehement denial, suspiciously link him to the crime scene, while the victim's family mourns the loss of their loved one and yearns for justice. Shanquella's sister has voiced her frustration, stating that if everyone involved was in custody in Mexico where the crime took place, it would be a start towards justice for them. Despite the circumstantial evidence pointing towards Nazir, there are gaps in the narrative. As the case unfolds, it is crucial to hold on to the threads of evidence without jumping to hasty conclusions. But with the available evidence, Nazir's involvement seems highly plausible, and this continues to fuel the public's outrage and demand for justice. The public's audacious attempt at street justice might be seen as a cry for help, a desperate measure taken in desperate times, driven by the perceived lack of progress in Shanquella's case. Ricky, Shanquella's ex-boyfriend, became the face of this movement, landing a blow on Nazir and symbolically challenging the inertia of the justice system. Despite Nazir's denial of this event, it has fueled the fire for justice, turning the spotlight onto him and intensifying the public demand for answers. This series of events surrounding Shanquella's death highlights a broader societal issue, the increasing violence against women. This case could be seen as part of a larger pattern of femicides, a term used to define gender-based killings. It underscores the urgent need for society to address these acts of violence and develop preventative measures. However, it's the execution of justice that's failing Shanquella and many like her. The question is, will Shanquella's death be another statistic, or will it be the catalyst for change? Will her death be in vain, or will it lead to a stronger, more determined call for justice? As the situation continues to unfold, the public is watching, waiting, and demanding justice. The cry for #Justice for Shanquella grows louder each day, echoing through the streets of North Carolina and reaching out into the world. Yet for now, the conclusion to this story remains elusive. The threads of this story continue to unravel, leaving us with more questions than answers. Who is the true villain in this narrative, and will justice prevail? What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments.